Welcome home, Raiders. Tonight, Q&A with Watcher. Hearthstone hits 70 million players, and there's a bunch of stuff, you know. Convert to Raid presents the Battlenet News. Ah, yes! From the Battlenet News broadcast bunker in Minneapolis, Minnesota, today is, it's May 2nd. Soon to be May 4th, and May the 4th be with you. And it is now 10:18 in the p.m. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for joining us from all around the Blizzard universe. And hello, my name is Pat Crane. I am your host of this show, and the players are also here. From Line of Sight Gaming, it's Tattva!
That was like Dairies-esque announcement.
Yep.
Like same inflection. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I should take that over. Screw Dairies.
Sure, why not? And also joining us from the Payload podcast and Well Met podcast over on BlizzPro.com, it is John Horstmann. Hey, John.
Pat, I know the listeners are very interested on how the internship went at Signals Media. I passed. So, thank you for worrying.
It was only pass-fail, and it was not...
It was only... He literally said 74% and 73 required.
Right.
Like, literally, just enough to pass, but low enough to know that I'm going nowhere in life. Thanks for having me on the best...
Just like when
podcast.
Just like when I took my driver's test way back when, 30 years ago, whatever it was. God, that's a long time ago.
Parallel parking is kind of a B, Pat.
Yep, it is.
It really is.
It really is.
Because you get like, did you get like the one grace turn, or did you have to do it all in one motion in order to pass?
I don't even remember. That was so long ago. I've forgotten everything. So
after you wound up the car, put the crank. And what did you do?
Yeah. And then,
How many horses did it take?
I think we had 3. No,
3
I don't
horses. Well, there's your problem. Never try to parallel park with 3 horses,
Don't
kids.
do that with a horse and buggy, folks. Welcome to the show. Everybody out there. Thanks, chat room, as always, for joining us. And they've disappeared for some reason. Everybody's confused. Yes. Thank you. So... we have quite a bit to talk about tonight, and I think where we need to start, however, is kind of a primer on where you guys are at in your gaming life. So, Tattva, what has been going on with you, buddy?
I've just been enjoying a lot of the 2.0 stuff, playing some HOTS.
Yeah? How do you like the HOTS?
Pardon?
How do you like the HOTS?
I love HOTS. Like, I've always kind of been a MOBA boy, but... I didn't start with Dota. League was my baby for a while. Now that there's a Blizzard one, that's nice. So, I don't know. I just kind of YOLO queue it, though. It'd be good to play with some people.
Yeah.
But...
Well, I mean, you can always just hit up Discord. I'm sure that you can find folks there or over at Lords of the Storm.
Yeah. It's kind of my, go-to relax game, though. Just log on, don't have any requirements, and just kind of play some games and get off. Get extremely frustrated and throw my computer out the window, and then
are you just playing quick match, or are you playing what?
Oh, I just do ranked.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And are you liking all the new changes for 2.0?
Yeah, it's really cool. It was extremely front loaded, and so when you log in on 2.0, you open up all the chests and and it all kind of you take care of all of that, so it's this huge burst of goodies if you played before.
Yep.
There's some goodies if you're just starting up, but then it's just kind of a slow crawl. You get fairly consistent with the chests coming in and stuff, which is cool.
Cool.
So that's good. And then in WoW universe, we got, I can't remember what we had last time. Did we get Spellblade? Anyways, but we got Tichondria, so we're 6 out of 10 now.
Congratulations! That's good stuff.
Those Warfront buggers beat us to it, but maybe we'll beat them to Botanist. I don't know. The race is on.
All right. Well, cool.
So it's going really good. Like the team's kind of solidified, and we're picking it back up.
Good. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys are hitting the ground running and all that kind of good stuff after a little bit of a break and whatnot. I know that I'm kind of looking forward to the next raid right now. Our team really the last couple of weeks has kind of fallen apart, and it's been like the Ermagerd offensive has been like, there's things going on, and I'm kind of sensing this kind of around the guild. Those guys that are not doing Mythic content are kind of going, I don't know. We beat Gul'dan a lot right now, and I'm kind of like, I don't really need the gear, so whatever. I mean, they want the AP and stuff like that, and that's cool, but they don't necessarily need the gear, or they don't necessarily need to run with us. So, it's kind of one of those things. It's kind of like right before the next raid hits, you always kind of see this little tail off of some players and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, in relation to that too, though, like the past 2 weeks, I've done the Friday night normal pug run or whatever. Yeah. We filled up. I think we had 25 spots last week, or 2 weeks ago, and then I think we had all 30 last week. So
cool.
Last week was Saturday. I haven't really solidified it, whether it's going to be Friday or Saturday or whatever. But if you are interested in just a normal quick run, whether it's just for the AP or if you do need gear, like I think we had someone that was item level 820 with us last time. So, I mean, everybody's welcome. So if you want some gear, want some AP, come hang out. It's a good time.
Very cool. And actually, go ahead.
I usually announce it in Discord when it's going to be happening and try to here as much as possible, so KT can
like 4 times
scream at me
for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
I think like I'm getting a text message from my girlfriend, your mom, whatever, and instead just hey,
right,
we're raiding.
Right, that's it.
Raid.
Yep.
But yeah, so everyone's welcome. All the Ermagerd guys, if you're thinking about taking a break till TOS, for those people that want to keep going, we're doing it. So
yep. And actually, that brings up something else. I know that in the guild, we're going to be doing some more different team type content as events in the guild. So that's coming. We will probably announce it soonish, but that's going to be like a regular thing that we're going to try to do. So it's just a matter of making sure that we have all the team leaders in place and blah, blah, blah. So we're just kind of getting it all together. But it should be a good time. Johnny, other than the internship now ending, and I'm very sad about it. I'm broken.
I know.
I'm broken.
Invaluable asset. I get it.
Right.
I get it. Thank you. That's all you needed to say. I am pretty good at those spreadsheets, though.
Oh,
give me credit.
Yeah.
Give me some credit.
Oh, yeah. What's been going on in the non-spreadsheet world for you?
A lot of streaming. I hit rank 5 on Hearthstone in 2 different servers, so that was really fun.
Wow.
And
I'll do that. I'll do that for you. That's totally cool.
And thank you. And we have probably the Overwatch Uprising event just ended, and I played a lot there. I actually was able to acquire every skin, legendary and epic, without spending a dime.
Nice work.
So that was really great. And also, last thing, I have a Sharku-sized announcement.
Oh boy!
In a gnome-sized message. I promise it'll be short.
Okay.
So I actually I've been streaming a lot. I stream all the time over at twitch.tv/kicktripod. And I actually signed on with a streaming team, Onslaught Clan, and they're a really cool bunch of streamers.
Yeah. Lots of applause tonight. Sorry.
Woo.
Continue.
So, so I'm really excited to kind of continue my streaming journey.
Dang it, I hit it. Sorry,
okay.
that was my bad. That was my bad. Sorry.
You need to tell the studio audience to settle down, or I will come over there and Zarya ult graviton them so hard.
Wow.
It'll be ridiculous.
Okay.
Anyways.
All right. So Onslaught.
Streaming with Onslaught Clan. Okay. And I'm really excited about it. And you can find out more. I'm actually going to write a blog about it tomorrow morning. So by the time this is posted, it'll be live. Kicktripod.com. You can kind of read about my journey into affiliate status on Twitch, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Hold your applause. Studio, hold your applause. Right. And into Onslaught. And it's just been a really fun week. And so it's going to be an amazing month of May as well, by the way. If I'm on the show again in May, I'm going to have at least one other huge announcement to talk about. So, yeah, that's it. I'm done.
Right.
In 1/3 the time of a shark.
And you graduate soon. Not bad. And so all you've got.
And I graduate. My family's coming into town.
Right.
We're going to eat at all the nicest restaurants because my mom's buying, because I'm a graduated college student. I can't afford to buy my own restaurant food.
Of course not.
It's going to be amazing.
Well, congratulations. An early congratulations to you. By the way, speaking of different announcements and stuff like that, I know that Shark, who hasn't been on the last couple of weeks, he does want people to sign up for the Gathering Storm tournament over at gatheringstormtournament.com. That's where you can play Heroes of the Storm as a representative of one of 4 communities, us being one of them, Frog Pants being another, and Geekly and the A-Move guys. So you can choose which community, CTR, of course, but you can choose which community you want to represent. Grab 5 of your friends, go, and if you're looking for more, I know that there is a Discord for that as well. So just go to gatheringstormtournament.com and it has all the information there. I know that we have a few teams signed up right now, so that's good. Of course, we want more. As many as can be handled properly. So there. And then
the tournament's June 4th and 5th, right? It's like a Saturday, Sunday thing?
Yes. So, and all the information is over at gatheringstormtournament.com. So you can check it out and see what's going on. But yeah, it's going to all be in one weekend. And of course, the CTR community will rise to the occasion, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure.
100% sure.
I have all the confidence. So there. One other bit of business before we get into the show part of the show, and that is this. At BlizzCon 2014, there was a tale to be told from all of the CTR guildies. And I think that if you're a CTR, especially a CTR guildie or in the Hilton Bar, which was most everybody in 2014, you may have heard this little story. And this little story was about a guy named Sushi. That was his gamer tag. And he stood on his chair and he gave this amazing speech. And it has been known as the Kinsman speech. I believe we talked about that at post BlizzCon 2014. I'm not 100% on that. I was not there. I did not witness it myself. However, I did see I saw the video. It was epic. And so this year we've been doing kind of random t-shirt designs and stuff like that. So this year we've actually also done the Kinsman shirt. So you can check out the Kinsman design and all of that kind of stuff. I think it's pretty classic looking. It's not bad. Even if you weren't a part of it, you can gather your kinsmen together and participate. Just go to teespring.com/kinsmen and you'll find it over there. It's goofy. I know it's goofy. You guys seem really psyched about it.
You didn't see it personally, but you watched a video?
I did. I watched there was a video of it. People told tales afterwards. I know it was on the Converted after BlizzCon 2014 because it was that epic. It was a rallying cry for everyone to get together, and so the big cry was Kinsman, and many drinks were had. It was the Hilton Bar, after all.
Can this video be found for us newbies that haven't experienced this Kinsman story yet?
I'm sure that it can. Let me try to dig up the Kinsman footage. I'll see what I can gather over this next week. Okay. But the shirt went live. It's a campaign, so it's only going to be available until May 14th. So next week I'll try to have the video or audio or both or whatever I can scrounge, and we'll see what I can do. I know that I have a little piece of something, but I don't have permission to play it quite yet, so I'm not going to play it until I get that permission. So there is that. And now we will go into the show. It's time for the news. Okay, so we had a Q&A from Ion Hazzikostas over at the WoW team. He's the big head cheese over there. And
the big head cheese. I'm telling Ian you called his head big.
Well, I think he knows it. He's got a big brain. He's got a big brain. He needs a larger than normal head.
That was a nice back pedal pad. Very well. Very good. Very
good. He's a smart dude. And the conversation ranged all over the place because it was a Q&A. It was him and Lore, and it was last Thursday. Yep. Tattva, what kind of stuff did you notice them covering?
I mean, they just like always, they cover a lot, and Ian's very freely spoken just because he knows what he can say and can't say.
Right. Because
he's the one making those decisions, and so he just kind of plows through questions like crazy.
Right. Yeah.
All the soon TM crap or whatever. But
yep.
I mean, I watched it. It was a little. I mean, for me, it was a little bit less enjoyable than past Ian Q&As.
Why is
just
that?
Because usually he's talking about the future, and this one kind of focused about the release and launch of 7.2, and it's been out for a while now.
Right.
And so, I mean, it's cool to find out the reasons they made certain decisions, and what they think worked, what needed help, all the whys and all that kind of stuff. But I like when he talks about new stuff more.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it is kind of interesting to see how he talked about the time release stuff of 7.2 and about how it didn't really stack up the way that they thought it would, and it was kind of a letdown in some ways. They don't mind doing it for story purposes. They don't mind making sure that stuff is gated week to week or whatever, but they realized that it was a little not great. Right.
Yeah.
Was it that they wanted to do more time release stuff, and then they said, no, let's just go with this stuff. It's just the story stuff. That's the only stuff we're holding back. We're not holding back anything else. Something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was good, but it just wasn't. I mean, for me, it wasn't enjoyable because we're already experiencing all that stuff, and
sure.
Especially having. I mean, not that the other guys are not awesome or anything, but have the underlings talk about the whys or whatever. You talk about the new stuff. Come on, Ian, bring it. We want new infos.
I think sometimes he takes it upon himself to own up to whatever the big problems are, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, he does do a really good job with that too. So,
sure.
But yeah, it just was for me personally. It was just less exciting this time around.
Sure.
For the most part, but.
Was there anything that you did find particularly interesting other than the time release stuff? I mean, it does range from, Mythic Plus affixes and blah, blah, blah. I mean, everything. It is a little bit of everything. Was there anything else that stuck out for you?
I mean, as far as just the Q&A in itself, it's kind of highlightless for me. I mean, it's sad, but
no,
it just was.
It's true.
I don't know.
It's true. It seemed a little flat. And it seemed a little I don't know. I mean, it just wasn't filled with a lot of, oh my God, I didn't know that. Or I can't wait for blah. It's like, he's just explaining stuff. It's like, okay, all right, cool.
Do you guys think though that that's kind of the new trend here? I would say in about the last year or so, we're getting some consistent Q&As. But I feel like I remember in the past, a lot of the Q&As were to announce big things and to bring all this new knowledge into light. And I think now it's just kind of the WoW team communicating and kind of trying to do what some of the other games do well and some of the other games do not with Blizzard. And it's having that. And I think there might be some pent up expectation of, oh, the WoW team's going to talk to us officially, not in a blue post, must mean that something big or some huge new knowledge is coming. And matter of fact, it's like, hey, no, we want to just give you another avenue to ask questions, get answers, and do it in a more kind of personable way.
Sure.
Overall.
Well, and I think you're right. And one of the reasons for that is, my opinion is that maybe Warlords, they kind of shut down a little bit. They saw a lot of kickback off of that from the fans, and they were like, why don't you talk to us, and blah blah blah. And I don't think they had anything built at that point where they could do that regularly. And maybe with that break, they were able to build something and say, you know what, we're just going to do this ourselves. We've normally waited to do this on podcasts to talk to people, because Ian's been on this show a few times to talk about what's coming up and what's going to be happening and all that kind of stuff. And maybe they're just finding that their own pipeline to their fans, going directly to their fans instead of through other shows or whatever, makes a lot more sense. And I would agree, it makes a lot more sense. You can totally control the content. You can totally control what's going to be happening. And even if you get tricky questions or whatever, you can talk about those beforehand and make sure that you get everything settled, so you're not always thinking top of mind and maybe saying something that sounds a little off or whatever. Not that Ian has any problem with that, but
yeah, I mean, that was like Lore's. That's where Lore made his name, was that exact setup. It's his show still. Like, it's exactly the same. He has some new artwork and stuff behind it, and he's at headquarters and stuff. And so it is a little bit different now, but it's literally exactly the same thing he did for like 4 years, that PST show or whatever it was.
Yeah. And it's a combination of that and when we were on Game Breaker together and it's kind of like that whole thing where, we were, he was talking to all the developers before he was over there, so it's all good. But yeah, I think that like this week we'll see a Diablo Q&A as well, talking about the Necromancer, and that's been on the PTR for a while, and so okay, cool. Well, they might just want to talk about kind of where it's at or what they're thinking about it, and maybe it's not that big of a deal. So, John, I think you're right on. And have you seen that? You've seen that happen with the other teams as well, right? You were talking about that with Hearthstone.
Right. I mean, if you want to hear me rant for 20 minutes, we can talk about the Blizzard communication sphere and how it's changed over the last 2 years. In fact, I would go as far as to say I could probably major in it at a Ivy League university, because it's very much changed. It's a culture shift, I think. And it's something that we've been seeing a lot. The teams want to be more and more communicative with their communities. And on top of that, I think they've put people at the helms of these games who can deal with that type of scrutiny. It's a
new word.
Scrutiny.
It's a new word.
Hey, what is that? I don't know. Scrutiny.
Right.
Anyways, and that kind of like scrutiny and can be under the microscope a little bit. And I think we've seen that with Jeff Kaplan, Ben Brode taking over for Hearthstone, Ion Hazzikostas taking over for World of Warcraft. There's a lot of that changing. I think a lot of that is, and I don't want to make it a generational age things, because the people who headed up these games before these guys did a phenomenal job. They wouldn't be where they were when they were. But a lot of the response that we heard all the time is, we don't like to communicate because people are kind of jerks on the internet. I'm looking at you, Carl.
Right.
All right. So, and I think that this is just kind of a new open Blizzard, and it's kind of changing that. I mean, we're seeing developer communication on the weekly, almost on the daily, for at least the games that I follow, Hearthstone, Overwatch, and World of Warcraft, on the daily, on forums, in video format, and all that different stuff. And I think it's amazing. Right.
And it's a good and bad type of thing, but I think overall it's more good than bad because they just can talk more. I respect them for talking more and to using their own channel for doing it. And I respect them for turning off the comments, which is what I think they did. They said we're ignoring the chat room and we're turning off the comments. That's it. That's
right.
It.
I think the only bad that came from it, honestly, is the sense that like the precedence of, you're communicating with us, it must be big. And besides that, I think it's been great. And I think that as the games have been more willing to communicate, I think that the fan base has been more willing to be mature. I don't want to use the word mature, but mature about it, and be able to speak a little bit more evenly about it, and understand kind of that unspoken contract between developer and fan or player about how to give feedback and what that looks like. This isn't the internet chat rooms of the early 2000s where you just say whatever you want and spam stuff. When it comes to communicating with Blizzard developers, it's a little bit different. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Hey, there was actually one piece of information that our listeners probably want to know. And that was the question, is Tomb of Sargeras the last raid of Legion? And the answer is, Tattva? The answer is
no. I'd missed that one.
It's no. So they're actively working on another raid. 7.3 is Argus, and there will be raids in Argus. So, yay. Yeah! And the studio audience goes nuts. So
that's last BlizzCon they told us that. What are people worried about that for?
Well,
I mean, I think things can change, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, the nice part is that Warlords, we saw 2 raids. I mean, we saw a couple of tier, right? And this one we're seeing more. So I like that. And especially with this expansion, it seems like they could probably roll quite a bit further if they wanted to. I realize that after we fight on Argus, we might not need to say that it's Legion anymore. Maybe, probably not.
The Burning Legion will be down, and it'll be Void Lord time.
Right. And so that would probably mean another expansion. But at the same time, I like how this one's going. I really do. Yeah. I like where we're at with content rollout, and even with the way that the classes are feeling and the specs are feeling. For the most part, I know that there are issues, but I like that that all the specs feel different. And I like that we have all these different things to do out there. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Tattva, how are you feeling right now in Legion? Feel like everything's rolling out really well?
Yeah, I love, it's the favorite WoW has ever been. Or my favorite WoW has ever been. Whatever. I mean, even the glory days, all that, looking back or whatever. It's in a great spot. The challenges are challenging. There's that type of personal solo content, and I hope they keep pursuing that and giving us more options. I mean, that's the thing though, is it's kind of existed with the Brawlers Guild.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking for weird little soloable encounters, go check it out. There's some really weird stuff. They posted that, someone tweeted out a picture of it. I think they were advertising for it this week or something, where there's a shark and then a raptor on top of the shark. And the shark, of course, has like laser beams on his head, and then there's something else on top of the raptor. I don't even remember.
It was an undead dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just like mayhem.
The most dangerous creature ever.
Yeah.
A
just
shark
a lot
with
of
a
fun
raptor
and stuff.
yeah. It was so great. Awesome.
And so I mean, as far as like content goes, and then the raids have been great. Extremely excited for Tomb. Like, gonna fight Kill Jaden. Hopefully he doesn't pull a vanishing. I hope we kill him. Hopefully. I know sound files are out and I probably already could be spoiled. Please don't. But right. I mean, I hope he goes down, and I hope we kind of finish things off. But like,
Gul'dan
as far as
the father,
he was your father. But yeah, it's going in a really cool direction, and I've kind of actually been talking about this lately. This whole concept might be kind of out there. Maybe not. I mean, it's not necessarily news, but I think it would be awesome though, because I mean, for people out there who have been paying attention to like Chronicle 1. Chronicle 2, just the history of WoW, lore, all that kind of stuff, just where we're heading. Like, Azeroth is a living being. Oh, crap.
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Anyways, everyone should know that by now. It doesn't matter. Anyways, but I mean, we're taking on the Burning Legion. We're going to Argus. We're going to take them down. Sargeras is probably close behind. Maybe we'll convince him that he's kind of an idiot and needs to fight the Void Lords instead of destroying the universe. Anyway, who knows? But the Void Lords are kind of like that's it. I mean, of course, there's a lot to draw on. There's tons of lore, and they could keep going forever. But I hope one of these BlizzCons, they make this announcement where they're just like, okay, here's the new WoW expansion, and then they announce Warcraft 4. Yeah. So switching the Warcraft universe to an RTS, and then announcing Universe of StarCraft. And so they switch the RTS and the MMO. And they're just like, this is how we're progressing these stories, guys. I hope that happens. Like, I mean, that would be craziness to just completely say, hey, WoW is done as an MMO. Like, we'll continue. Wow. The servers will be live. Like, and that's maybe when they could get into their whole, what are those servers called?
Legacy servers.
Legacy.
Yeah, the legacy
servers. They could do that whole thing with World of Warcraft. I mean, keep it going for people who wanted to keep playing, but then just like, hey, we need to spice some things up, and it would allow them to like take a whole new take at the MMO genre, like make some changes, maybe do some of the things that they wanted to do with Titan, with StarCraft, Universe of StarCraft. Sure. Anyways, that's just out there. You start talking about lore, and that's where my mind's been lately. So sorry for the derailment, but I think it'd be so awesome.
I think that could be really weird. And
could you imagine the classes and the races like Zerg, Protoss, Terran, 3 factions fighting?
That'd be
crazy.
Great. That'd be great. It'd be like Guild Wars 2, right? Because weren't there 3 factions over there and all that kind of stuff? So it'd be kind of like that, but more alien-ish, probably.
Yeah, spacey. Yeah. Like, man, like they're just like so many options for creativity and just completely mixing it up. I mean, that would be such a hard call to make, but
they wouldn't do guys, they're not going to do that. That
would be awesome though. You can't deny it would be awesome.
I really doubt that they would do that. I really doubt that they would say World of Warcraft is over. I'm sure that even if there are only X number of players ever, that they would still create new content for them. Maybe a little bit slower push, but I'm sure that they would create more content for WoW.
Come on, get behind it, Pat. Get behind it.
The day they close my casket and burn me and put me into an urn, we will still have World of Warcraft. It will persist. Guaranteed it. Guaranteed. 100%.
Well, I don't know about forever, but
2056. Still going.
I mean, 3 years ago, we were talking about how the MMO was dead. I mean, I just don't see them starting up something from scratch either. So there's 2 parts
Star
of that.
Wars, the Old Republic, the WoW killer.
But they're getting
they're giving it, they're paying you to play it now.
They're getting to such a cool, like StarCraft 2, the story's been told. They've had the Zerg expansion, they've had the Protoss expansion, they've had the Terran expansion. Like like the story is kind of solidified. Like it's right there, and then we're right there with WoW. Like we could finish off the Burning Legion, destroy the Void Lords, and then like that's the whole thing. Warcraft 4 is us having to move off of Azeroth because it's waking up, and it's going to be like, hey, you guys, get off my back. Anyways, and exploring a new world, settling a new homeland for all of the nice classes.
It would be transferring. Well, no, that wouldn't work either. Never mind.
No, I mean it'd just be. I don't know. I think it'd be a cool idea to further. They'd still continue to tell the story of Warcraft, continue to tell the story of StarCraft. I personally, my mind would like explode if they did that at a BlizzCon.
If they did that, I think everybody's mind would explode, including their stockholders.
Whatever. But I mean, that's the thing is, it's like Blizzard gamers. Like,
right.
There would be so.
I get
they
it.
would retain. They would retain. People would play Universe of StarCraft, guaranteed.
I think if they wanted to come up with a new game within the universes that they've already created, I think that people would be totally down for it. I totally do. An MMO, I'm not sure, but
all I'm going to say, because we're talking, can we sidetrack on the MMO genre really quick and just say
sidetrack on a sidetrack? Go ahead.
Destiny has been amazing, and that's a Blizzard Activision game. And I think that they've been doing. Destiny isn't near as great as World of Warcraft by any stretch of the imagination. But could a WoW 2 or something like that happen and take a more modern approach to like an MMO? I think in that respect, Tattva, I think you're right. I think it's about time. We're in the Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King right now, and we just defended Minas Tirith and defeated Mordor for all intents and purposes. And now we're going to do that little skirmish thing to get him out of the way so Frodo can deliver the ring. I get it. We're at that same spot.
Mm-hmm.
We're at that same spot. We're right there.
Right.
So it is. Where does WoW go from here? And I think you laid a perfect platform, not for a switch between RTS and MMO, between Warcraft and StarCraft, but just WoW 2. Just WoW 2. I think it's about time. I think I'm ready.
Who knows? And Ivradar, I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, in chat said that Tom Chilton and Dustin Browder are part of some sort of secret project. Don't forget about that. So,
well, yeah, and the
WoW
Incubator
2 in the
guy,
works. WoW 2.
One of the founders, the Incubator guy. What's his name?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Great.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, man. But yeah, sorry to derail it like that. I know that was way out there.
Derailment.
Tinfoil hat mode. But people at Blizzard, come on, make it. Pull the trigger. That'd be so sweet. So sweet.
WoW 2 or StarCraft 3?
And I love WoW.
StarCraft 3. That's what it would be.
Frank Pierce.
Universe
StarCraft Universe.
Yep. There's probably a way better name than that, but come on. Anyway.
You don't need a better name than that.
Back to the news,
That's
right?
awesome.
Back to the news?
That's awesome. All right, back to the news. Dairies, because he brought up the Group Finder add-on last week, he broke Group Finder add-ons. He broke the World Quest Group Finder. Dairies was responsible for the slowdowns that those add-ons created in-game. So we're blaming Dairies once again because he is
Dork of the Week.
Mm-hmm. So now Blizzard has said, okay, we fixed that. Now you have to do other things. We're going to make you jump through some hoops because this add-on is terrible. So there. Was there anything else with that? No, it was just Dairies broke it, right?
Yeah, basically. Basically what happened.
Right. And I know, so the other stuff that's been happening in WoW this week is that we're seeing a lot of raid testing kind of happen. And I know that this week, isn't there raid finder difficulty for some bosses right now? And we also have, I know that Fat Boss came out with a new preview of Goroth.
The bowling ball boss.
Yep, the first boss of Tomb. And not too bad. Looks like a normal first boss, wouldn't you say there, Tattva?
A little bit more exciting than the typical first boss. Like there's a little bit more to it. It's about it's basically big Manoroth-ish looking dude, but he's all burnt up because apparently he's a failure. And anyways, and so he's the first boss. But yeah, he chucks out some bowling balls at people, and you use these pillars that get created throughout the encounter to block them and try not to destroy them so people don't die. And then yeah, it's basically all around that. But yeah, it looks like an interesting first boss. Like as far as the video goes, like their description of it is there's not a lot of downtime. Like there's a lot of movement. It's a very reactionary fight, where it's not so scripted. I mean, there's the abilities you have to deal with, of course, but there's a lot of RNG involved. So where the pillars are placed, where fires spawning around the room, it gets kind of crazy. But yeah, it looks like a very interesting first fight. That first room is amazing looking.
It looks like a Pro Bowlers Tour, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
So expect to hear the sound of pins knocking around because this guy is bowling for you. I guess. I don't know. All right, let's move. Let's move on to yes.
The last thing with WoW though. The Mythic Plus changes are coming.
What are those? Explain those.
Which is, I mean, it's pretty cool because like the Mythic Plus system has been great. Like that 5-man content that is increasingly more difficult the crazier you get. Delkin on the raid team, I don't know why he likes punishing himself so much, but I mean he's still like to this day doing like Mythic Plus 18s.
Oof.
I don't know why.
Right.
I don't know why. Maybe there's more AP or something, but yeah, and so like they love how it's been working so far, but they wanted to make a few changes to adjust the reasons why people are running them or whatever. But like right now you have a lot of high item level people that are just like crushing these things, and they like to focus on low level ones because it's very easy. You get a lot of AP for it and you're in and out and you're just done. But that also kind of screws over the people that have lower item levels. And as far as like if they're using the group finder to look for groups, because if you're in a group finder, of course you're going to take someone that's 910 versus an appropriate item level for that +2, which would be like 840 or something, you know. And so they're making a few adjustments to that. They're still keeping the keystones will still upgrade the same way. So if you beat it fast enough, you can still upgrade your keystone 3 item levels. There's just not going to be 3 chests anymore. There'll be 1 chest at the end. If you do it fast enough, there will be an additional piece of loot. But basically, you complete it on time, you get 2 pieces of loot. If you complete it fast enough, you'll get 3. That's it. And so right now there's the 3 chests, and so a little bit more loot. People are kind of freaking out about it, but honestly, like those people that are freaking out about that the less amount of loot, like it's all DE'd anyways for the most part. But this is just encouraging people to
we need
form
mats.
groups.
We need mats for all of the things. So
yeah, but I mean, epics are a dime a dozen these days.
Yeah.
The blues are the hard thing to get a hold of, but for enchanters or whatever. But anyways, I like that they made that change. Like I think it's fine. It's not really a big deal. Like the big part is the AP, and it's not like you're getting AP tokens from each of the 3 chests anyways. So I don't know. You lose out on a couple pieces of loot, but in the end, it's not really that big of a deal. What was there was another part to it. I can't. What was the other change? Man, it completely left my mind. There's another big part of this whole change that they're doing. Do you guys remember?
No, I don't.
Depleting keystones. Depleting keystones. This is the part that people are more excited about, is whether you fail or not, your keystones will no longer deplete. What will happen is if you don't complete it in time, it will degrade one level. So if you're doing like a +5, you don't happen to complete it fast enough, you'll go down to a +4.
Gotcha.
Stuff like that. And so you won't, or if someone like DCs or AFKs and stuff, you're not going to just have this useless key anymore. And so, I mean, that's nice that they're doing it that way, but
that is nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
So those are the main changes, is they just wanted it to be a place where people could look for upgrades without it being such a pain to find a group. I mean, I don't know if this if this will answer that need, but who knows? We'll see. But it's on the PTR right now,
Yes.
so if you guys want to get on there and test it out,
And that's
give your feedback, say, hey, I want my 3 chests back.
right. So they're planning on release for that for 7.25?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay.
Yep.
Anything else WoW related?
No, that's basically it.
Then we shall move on to Hearthstone.
Well met.
Mm-hmm. John, what has been going on in Hearthstone land?
Oh, quite a bit, actually. And let me give you a perfect apples to apples comparison to tee this up here.
Okay.
So do you know how many years it took World of Warcraft to get to 100 million accounts?
It was that, I know that was like 2 or 3 years ago, so that would be like 10 years.
10-ish
Okay.
years. Hearthstone just celebrated 70 million players. So apples to apples.
Yeah.
Apples exactly the same.
Sure. Exactly the same.
Basically, yeah, it's exactly the same. Hearthstone is outpacing the growth of World of Warcraft somewhere between 3 and 4 times as quickly.
Well, you know,
and
if
it's
WoW
totally
had
the same.
If WoW had a mobile app, then and if it was totally free for all time, then yeah, it's totally apples
These
to
are
apples.
semantics here. These are apples to
Totally apples to
Here.
apples. I'm saying. And
But
if
on
it were
a
a
serious
card
note,
game. Oh, okay.
on a serious note, to celebrate, log in, get 3 free Ungoro packs.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yep.
We also have a couple of other things going on. The Hearthstone team announced the first ever Wild tournament. That's not in the notes, but I just thought to bring it up.
Cool.
Top 64 players in Wild in the month of May will get an invitation to compete. So that's pretty cool.
Awesome.
And also, we've got a Wild Heroic Tavern Brawl coming. If you're unfamiliar with the Tavern Brawl, Heroic Tavern Brawl, basically what it is, 1,000 gold or $10. You basically do an arena version of the Wild Ladder. You lock in your deck and you play. You try to get to 12 wins before you get to 3 losses and profit. Once you get up to 9, 10, 11, 12, you're getting golden legendaries, dozens of card packs, thousands of dust. It's amazing. It's a great thing. And if you're like me and you don't go that high, you save that gold and spend it on something a little bit better.
Right.
So,
right.
But yeah, it's pretty cool. So that'll be coming to Wild and to Hearthstone soon. TM.
I finally built my Quest Rogue deck, so now I feel like I'm with it. Finally, I have my Hunter deck, mid-range Hunter, and I have my Quest Rogue. So I feel like I'm with it now. I'm not sure if
You're running a Quest Rogue deck right now?
Yeah.
Bye, Pat. Thanks for having me on the show. See you later.
You know, it's fun. It's fun.
Get out of here.
It's a good time.
I'm done.
It's a good time. And then as soon as you...
I get at least 10 emails a week, Pat, about people complaining about Quest Rogue.
It's
to
fun.
Me. Okay?
It's fun. I am not going into ladder with it, really. I am going in there to get my...
Just beating on your unexpected friends. I get it.
Well,
You're hustling them at the pool halls.
There's that.
The fawns, elbows into the jukebox.
I will probably get to, by the end of the month, I will probably get to level, I don't know, 17. You know, so I'm not really playing all that heavy or anything like that. And I'll switch between my 2 decks because that's all I have for the Ungoro stuff. I don't want to play the older stuff. I just want to play the Ungoro stuff or something using those cards. And the problem is that I don't have a lot of those cards. So what do? You get the decks you can, my man. I don't have unlimited gold like you do. I'm not I'm not printing gold over my house.
I don't either. But I just imagine, Pat, imagine you down at the pool hall, leather jacket, collar popped.
Yep.
Hanging out over there with your smartphone or small tablet, hanging out, see this young impressionable kid go, "Hey kid, come over here. You ever played Hearthstone? Tell you what, you beat me, I'll give you $5.
Yep, color of money.
You play one of your crappy quest paladin Murloc things.
Oh, Paladin Murloc. The Murlocadin.
The kid wipes the floor with you, right?
Yep.
He wipes the floor with your face.
Yep. Nope.
So you're
I win in Murlocadin.
Nuts. Tell you what, kid, double or nothing. And then you play some weird druid deck that you thought up. You're like, tell you what, I'm going to play cards with no card text on them.
Mm-hmm.
Really great idea.
Perfect.
And then he wrecks you again, and you're showing that visible anger, and you're like, oh, all right, triple or nothing here, kid. And you do it, and you pull out the quest rogue.
$15, all mine. That's all I'm saying.
Well, triple or nothing on double or nothing would be $30. We'll work on that math later.
No, I thought it was triple the original. I'm not a big betting guy,
this is
so
high
I don't really
stakes hustling here at the pool hall, Pat.
All right, okay.
Anyways, that's just how I imagine you.
Yep. I probably would walk away.
That was a good story, John.
I probably would walk away with $15 though.
Speak.
I probably would walk away with $15 because I don't math well. So.
If you're gonna hustle people in Hearthstone, make the last deck quest rogue. Trust me.
Okay.
It felt like I was in that pool hall.
It's good because once I finish that quest, people just quit. They're like, no.
They play the question like, nah, it's 17. We'll get over it.
I'm out.
Or I did at rank 15. I honestly did that. If I didn't want to play a matchup, I did that because of ranked floors. I can't go any lower.
Right. Well, that's a good point. Cool. Anything else in Hearthstone? That's it, right?
No, not really.
Okay, then let's move into Overwatch.
Oh, this is my jam.
Yes. And John, it is your jam as well, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you a story, Pat. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. I'm done. I'm done with stories.
So what... So I want to talk to you about this real quick, and I don't know exactly if it's going to be real quick or not, but there was a thing in Polygon this week about the definitive Overwatch timeline.
Yes.
Did you read all of it? Did you absorb it?
I've known all this since the day I was born.
You've known it all the time? Okay.
Pretty much.
Was there anything big news in there?
No.
I think we kind of understand. I mean, those guys that play Overwatch and if you've been paying attention to the comics and stuff like that, I think that you probably know this innately, even though Polygon kind of spells it out for you a little bit better, right? Article.
I mean, there's not a resource to my understanding that's actually put it out like this into this level of detail and accuracy. But it's all stuff we need right now. I mean, if you're like in World of Warcraft, you're like, I want to get into the lore, but I don't have time to buy 5 Bibles worth of.
There's only 2. There's only 2.
Just to understand. Right? No, trust me, it's 5.
Wait, I'm sure
I did the math. Remember, triplet 15. It's actually 30.
Right.
We'll leave the math to me.
So there's 30 books. Got it.
30 Bibles. Mm-hmm. Yes, 30 Bibles worth. And, so right now in Overwatch, that's not it. You've got like 8 or 9 comics.
Yeah.
You've got like 6, 7 digital shorts. And you've got a handful of tweets. And then you've got voice interactions in game to keep people guessing. The game is very young lore-wise and is finally being cataloged properly for a game. WoW should have done this from the beginning. I'm just saying. It took them, 12, 13 years to come out with Chronicles. And we basically have Overwatch Chronicles right here in this article. So,
Which is cool.
It's really nice. Bookmark it. Refer to it often. And stay up to date on it. And one day you can be an Overwatch historian.
Wow. I know that they do. I know that they do. Yeah, right. I know that they have Blizzard historians, which is incredible. It's great. I like it. So, yeah, you could be. Who knows?
They should call them maesters. I've been watching a lot of Game of Thrones. They should be a Blizzard maester.
I like it.
You get the different chains for the different IPs. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it'd be great. Just like the cloak. You got to get the haircut too. just everything. Yeah, just kind of monkish.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing, we're going to pay you well. And you're just going to get to study Overwatch lore, but you're going to have to wear this.
Oh, very sad.
Grand Maester Pat Crane.
Oh, that'll never
keeper
be me.
of all Overwatch knowledge.
That'll never be me. But it is fun to think about. What else is going on in Overwatch, Johnny?
The Overwatch Uprising event just ended today.
I know. I was so happy that it was going for another day, and I'm like, all right, let's do this again. Grab up Bastion, mow him down.
You know what Overwatch has done that is the smartest thing, and I don't know why more games do it. What they do is they come out with an event, they advertise the timeline for event, give you very clear expectations on when those deadlines will be, and you end it at that timeline. Every other game does it like that, right? What happens at the end of that timeline?
People complain. They say I thought it was going on for longer. Whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then, rather than do that a couple of hours before the game is about to change, or that event's about to go down, what you do is say, hey, tell you what, we're going to extend this for another 24 hours because Carl and Samantha forgot to read the blog and pay attention.
Right.
And they just get in front of the whole thing. They planned on having it go through May 2nd the whole time. They did.
Yeah.
But this time, it's they're like, nope, we did it.
Right.
What more do you want? Jeff Kaplan is a genius. He did a video with PC Gamer, where he was casting other people's Overwatch games. And it was the most funny thing ever. And he was reading forum comments, like mean tweets with Jimmy Kimmel.
Nice.
It was like reading the forum comments with Jeff Kaplan. It's amazing.
That's great.
They're doing so much cool stuff.
That's great.
All right, that's it. I'm done.
Anything else? Okay. Then we will move on to Heroes of the Storm.
Don't have all day.
Okay. All right. Then we'll move it along. Okay. So now Blizzard has created something for Heroes of the Storm players, especially for new Heroes of the Storm players, and it's called Core Concepts. Concepts, and Tattva, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. John, I know you don't really play, but it's kind of cool. It is meant to teach new players how to play. And I think this might actually be good for me before I really, I play, but I don't play. I don't play like you do, Tat. I don't play.
Yeah. It's like it's on the HOTS website or whatever, and it just goes through and it just explains what HOTS is from the core up, and so core concepts or whatever. And so if you're not very familiar with the whole MOBA genre, or what happens or why or any of that, like, it's just a good read. You can go through and it just talks about, it's broken into 4 parts.
Yeah. Hero
selection and roles, team leveling, the talent system, and then dynamic battlegrounds. It just goes through all of it. Like, HOTS is a little bit different than most other MOBAs. Dota and League both just take place on the same map over and over for the most part, like their main competitive map. But with HOTS, there's all sorts of crazy maps. And Hanamura is the latest addition to that, and it's even crazier. Like, it's been extremely funny the last week or so, or however long 2.0 has been out. But like, just the different approaches that teams have to Hanamura. It's like this escort payload thing, kind of an Overwatchy type vibe.
Yeah.
But it's mayhem. You always have people I've never seen people in more strange locations than on that map. They're just like off doing who knows what, and you're just like, oh. Okay.
They really don't
work.
They really don't. They need that for that game. And I guess the question to you guys is, why don't they have it for other games? Why don't they have something like this where you say, okay, this game has been out for a couple of years, but we still have new people coming in, and we need to teach them how to play. Why don't they do this for other pieces of other games? I mean, like StarCraft, it would be, I understand that maybe I know that they do the initial quests and stuff like that when you first get into StarCraft, but I mean, it might be nice, especially when people are going into more competitive modes or whatever, it would be good to do a little refresher like that. Make sure you're doing it kind of the way it's intended, maybe. I don't know. Yeah,
it's an interesting progression because like all MOBAs, like I mean, and especially HOTS, like the other genre or the other MOBAs, they're kind of more long-lasting games. I mean, the games just last longer or whatever. But I mean, for HOTS, like that's what they're kind of trying to do is you get in there, you beat each other up, and you get out. That's it, you know. And so for such a fast-paced game, it's nice that they're doing this. But yeah, I mean, like all games are different and stuff, but this one in particular, it's something that you just kind of have to dive into. And so it's nice that they have this resource here now for people to read through and kind of get a nice explanation before like jumping in or whatever and playing their AI games and all that kind of stuff. But
right.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't have it for, I don't know, for StarCraft. Like the way I got into StarCraft was just you play the campaign, the levels get more and more and more difficult. And so that kind of trains you. But then as soon as you jump into competitive, it's a whole new ball game. But you know, at least maybe that's the training ground is the campaign. But
and I
don't know.
I would think that they would do. I mean, and I've definitely seen videos for WoW where they kind of teach you what's coming up and what's happening with things. And I think Jeff Kaplan has been okay with kind of describing how things work. But there's nothing like really like big and overarching or whatever for the entire gameplay of what it's about, you know. And I think HOTS is at least compact enough so that you can do something like that. Overwatch might be another one, but though it's super compact that you can actually do a short little how-to, a little guide.
Beyond the tutorial, like the one that they have now,
right? As far as like getting into when you get into,
they teach you all the core concepts. You capture a point.
Sure.
You escort a payload and do all that stuff in the tutorial.
They don't teach you much about competitive mode. That's kind of trial by fire, right?
It's because I have to be able to beat somebody, Pat.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
But I mean, they
a little bit of focus on.
They do go through, you know, hero selection and what the roles are and stuff like that. And so, I mean, just having a better understanding of how that works, especially in competitive mode, might be something beneficial for, you know, for any of the games. Really.
Going over team compositions, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, you're on defense this time. You already have 2 snipers. Don't play the third sniper.
So you need a third sniper. Got it. $15.
Hanzo. Yes.
I want Hanzo.
Right.
Swear to God.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, if any of you ever tell me that you're a good Hanzo because you have gold damage, I'm gonna drop kick you.
Wow.
I'm gonna drop kick you.
Wow.
Like if you come up to BlizzCon and be like, "Hey John, I had gold damage as Hanzo the other day. I'm really good Hanzo." Just straight vertical to horizontal, pow, right in the kisser. Anyways, small rant.
Very nice.
Small rant.
So anything else for Heroes of the Storm at all?
I hear there's this like Gathering Storm tournament coming up.
That's
I mean,
true.
I think we talked about it like
at the front of the
45
show.
minutes ago, maybe.
Yeah, a while
barely,
back. But we should probably bring it up. GatheringStormTournament.com. Go sign up. Go look over there. Get into the Discord. Get your team together. Sign up. Be part of the, you know, represent your community and go forth. All that kind of good stuff.
Fun.
So yeah, it'll be fun. It should be a good time. Okay, so with that, we will go into, let's see, what do I want for esports? Here we go.
Turned up to 11.
Sure, why not? So esports, John, you have any esports for Overwatch, Hearthstone, that kind of thing?
Yeah, they're happening.
Okay.
Next.
All right. That's it? That's all you got?
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing like super huge right now. It's a weird kind of lull, especially for Overwatch. Like the Alienware monthly melee is on hold probably because of Overwatch League. Hearthstone, you know, there's always tournaments and things going on. It's just a fact of life. If you are into Overwatch esports though, go to over.gg. You'll find awesome articles, information, lists, things like that. For Hearthstone, there's not as great of a place, but you'll figure it out. You're a smart cookie.
Gotcha. Tattva, did you watch any of HGC at all? For
I didn't
Heroes?
catch a whole lot. I caught a game here and there, but I mean, this past weekend has been kind of nutty. Like, it was upset central this week, apparently.
Yeah, wasn't it Team Liquid lost?
Yeah,
right?
They lost for the first time. Dignitas.
Right. What were some of the other upsets? Did you see?
That was the main game.
Everybody was really surprised by that one. I know that much.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yes.
But yeah, as far as the other upsets, or I mean, just like kind of differences, like on the other side of the thing, one of the lower teams, like, so Team Liquid has won every game.
Yeah.
B Genius has lost every game, and they both shattered that trend.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
the guys got their first win, which is nice.
It's good to switch it up.
It's good. Yeah.
It's good to
I mean, I think
good to do something different.
I think it happened in Europe too.
Oh, nice.
Like everything just got kind of topsy-turvy this week.
Right. Okay. Anything else for esports? Because I think that's about it. So with that, we will do this one. We'll go there. That's the end of the show, everybody. So, John, what do you got going on this week? You're still streaming, right?
Still streaming. I have my last class of my college career tomorrow.
Nice.
I literally have to show up, listen to some losers do their presentations. So tweet me at KickTripod, and we can chat during that time.
Sure.
It'll be great.
Sure.
But other than that, yeah, I'm streaming every day, starting at the latest at 3 p.m. Mountain Time and going until my fingers fall off, basically. Usually about 5 to 8 hours, depending on if we have a podcast that night or not.
Sure.
Twitch.tv/KickTripod. That's all going on. And I'll have more news for you later this month. I just can't share it quite yet.
Okay. Tattva, how about you, buddy? You got anything big going on this week? CTM stuff, obviously. Convert to Mythic.
Yeah, just continuing on with our raid and
cool.
I'm just chill.
Are you guys
kind of chill right now?
So Line of Sight Gaming, are you and Tovo gearing up for? Are you doing any PTR at all? Are you getting any videos, getting any footage together or anything like that?
Like the sad thing with us and PTR testing as far as raid encounters go, like it's always timed out badly. Like
right.
The timing of the testing is always awful. And like I actually did get into the jailer one. I can't remember their names or whatever,
okay.
But the two boss, like me and one of the healers in CTM went and did some testing. But the problem was we were looking for a pug, and it ended up being a German group of individuals.
Oh,
and
nice.
So we did not understand anything they were saying. It was rough. It was really rough. We basically wiped over and over again within the first 15 seconds. But
Nice.
Oh, what can you do?
Right.
Oh well. So.
Speaking of German things, if you really want to see a video in German that you guys will really like, there's an Overwatch video. It's a live action Overwatch fan based video. Pretty cool, and it's mostly in German except for the last line. Not gonna spoil it for you. It's about Mercy. So
like the thing with like I watched that it got posted in the CT our Discord or whatever.
Yeah.
Awesome video, very well done. But then Mercy's dad's costume, what was that?
I know.
You know,
it was
like
a little.
I mean, like Widowmaker, Mercy, everything
It
looks
was-
great. Everything looks great, and then like what?
It was a little
like-
weak.
They ran out of money or something for his costume, but wow.
But they're German. What can you do? I'm not even sure if they're really German.
What?
But that's the thing is like the production quality of the rest of everything. Like all the other costumes were great, and then it was like cardboard. I don't know. It was just weird. It didn't fit with the rest of it. It was just so strange to me.
No, it really didn't.
I mean, it was awesome though. Like they did a really good job. That would be my only concern there was poor Mercy's father's costume. Anyways.
Yeah.
I'm here, guys. I can help.
Right.
I got it.
Exactly. So that was that. If you want to catch you guys on Twitter, though, it's at LOS_gaming and LOS Gaming Show on YouTube. Is that right?
Yeah, that's where you'll find our videos or whatever.
Cool. And if you want to see puppy pictures, once again, you just go over to Pat Crane on Twitter with a K. So there. So I'm going to bail on this. Boom. And I'm going to start. There we go.
Boom.
Got it. All right. And you can join in on the conversations we're having at any time. Anytime, guys. All you need to do, email converttoraid@gmail.com. You can call in and leave comments and questions with our skeleton at the raid line 612-787-RAID. That's 612-787-7243. You can join the Bazubagwaba Nation by heading over to converttoraid.com. That's where we have our show downloads, our discords, our videos, our audios, and more. It's all over at converttoraid.com. You can pick up our Kinsman shirt for the old campaign over at teespring.com/Kinsman. I think it's kind of a fun little design. I like it. So there. And I will see what I can
for the story.
Yeah, I will see what I can scrounge up for all the audio and video and stuff like that for the show for next week. Let's see. The show is also on iTunes, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and other places around the internet. If it starts with a vowel, most likely, or a vowel sound, most likely, it's there. iTunes, YouTube. No, that's not how you spell it. Convert to Raid is produced and distributed by Signals Media. Make sure to check out all of our friends on the Signals Media All-Star Network at signalsmedia.com. And that is going to be it for the show. John, thank you. Tattva, thank you. Chat room, thank you. And thanks to you as well out there, wherever you are. Thank you so much for taking us with you. And I hope that you guys had a great time. We will see you on our next show next week, hopefully with more Kinsman stuff. I don't know. So, for all of the guys on Convert to Raid, bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.